No. Just there. There's somebody there. So if you go something step by step, you come outside the meeting. Now go back outside the meeting.
This is an exit route.
It is ready, and to show that readiness, even now we have been handling evacuation flights for foreigners departing the country, as well as Ugandans who were previously stuck abroad, who have been facilitated on arrival through Entebbe International Airport. The fact that we have handled the evacuation and repatriation of flights successfully is a sign that the airport is ready to handle commercial passenger operations. But to boost that readiness, that is why we have put in place other standard operating procedures, such as social distancing, sanitization at all different points, installation of glass shields to separate officers from the passengers they're interfacing with, and we're also going to do that at check-in counters, and we are also doing the removal of partitions in the waiting lounges so that there is ample space when we have more passengers at any time. But the reopening is planned to be flights zibadde zigenda mu maaso wamu ne emergency flights. Ng'oggyeko emergency flights, waliwo flights ez'aba atali bannayuganda ababadde babeera muno nga babadde baagala okuddayo ewaabwe. Flights ezo twali tuzikolako era bafuluma eggwanga. Bw'ova ku abo waliwo bannayuganda abaali stack ebweru w'eggwanga era abo nabo tubadde tubarecevinga nga bayita ku kisaawe ky'ennyonyi Entebbe. Ekiraga nti obusobozi weebuli okuba nti abasaabaze basobola okuyingira n'okufuluma eggwanga. Naye okwongera ku busobozi obwo obubaddewo era tulina ebirala bitadde mu nkola. Ekisaawe tukimaakinze nga tulaga abantu balina okwewa amabanga. Tutadde sanitizers eziri automatic mu bifo eby'enjawulo. Wonna woyita mu terminal building ogisanga n'ogikozesa nga togikutteeko. Tumaakinze abasaabaze bwe balindira okulinnya ennyonyi Entebbe tuzaawuddemu okulaga nti balina okwewa amabanga. Ku immigration counters tutaddeko glasses ezaawula immigration officer waatuula n'omusaabaze ne baba nti tebakola ki tebeesemberera nnyo, era ekyo tukikola ne ku check-in counters tugenda kubanga nayo tukiteekayo. Bw'ojjako ekyo waliwo lounges, boarding lounges zino omusaabaze gy'abeeramu ng'alinda okulinnya ennyonyi zibaddemu partitions ezo
with the input from all players will be implemented to facilitate smooth resumption of operations. The equipment we have received from IOM should be able to greatly complement the measures in place to ensure a comfortable passenger experience through Entebbe International Airport. The government of Uganda attaches a lot of importance to the aviation industry because it guarantees the country direct international access, thereby promoting trade, tourism, and socio-economic development. A number of interventions are being undertaken by the government of Uganda to develop an air transport network that will connect the country to all major cities of the world to compete successfully for economic growth opportunities. The national airline was revived and will greatly improve the efficiency and cost of air transport service in the region. Also worth mentioning is the ongoing upgrade and expansion of Entebbe International Airport, which is aimed to meet the growing air traffic. The first phase of the works is at 75% level of completion. Development of this nature become easier to implement when you have support.
Are rolled out and improved
across the country. As we stand here today, the global number of affected by COVID-19 stands at just over 27 million. The number of people recovered, just over 18 million. The number of people dead, just over 800. If we bring it down to Uganda, the numbers in Uganda affected are just over 3,000. The number of those recovered, over 1,700, and the number of deaths are 44. We join the government of Uganda to call on everyone to take and follow the preventive measures. And we also acknowledge the fact that it is because of the preventive measures that Uganda has not seen some of the higher numbers as we have seen in other parts of the African continent. Ladies and gentlemen, it is important to recognize that the major challenge for airports and other ports of entry is to ensure that passengers remain comfortable and safe while managing the spread of COVID-19. By ensuring access to information, social distancing, screening, and surveillance, aviation authorities can easily allay fears and make travelers more comfortable. In this context, at the request of the Ministry of Health, and with funding from UK Aid, the United Nations World Food Programme built the temporary screening terminal at Entebbe International Airport.
$78,000, which is about maybe 900 million to 1 billion Ugandan shillings. But that is just for the equipment without taking into account the other support like the screeners who are going to be here, the health workers who are going to be supported. So the actual booth is more spacious, but also in terms of sensitivity. I think one of the things we saw there was, people really had to keep getting into that facial camera for the temperature to be taken. So the the disinfection booth, the actual disinfection booth has a higher sensitivity, but also it's more spacious. But also in terms of the convenience, the booth is going to be adapted. As we might see, as we noted, maybe for children below a certain height, they might not be able to have the recognition conducted.